everyone. Welcome to 96Boards Open Hours. As always, here, Robert Wolf, trying to host this as best as possible. We have a lot of people on the call. People keep joining. Very exciting episode planned for you. Sorry, I'm talking really fast, but we are ready to go. So right here at the beginning, I want to, as always, kind of cover what we talked about last week, right? We're going to go a little bit into that and then move right on to what we have for this week, which is exciting talks about one of the first projects that one of our very own Mani has pushed out. Mani from the 96Boards team has pushed out a great project around home surveillance. So before we dive into that, I just want to kind of give our little announcements, right? So last week we were supposed to be talking with the Monero and Kovri team. Now this is a really cool cryptocurrency, I want to say open source software that their team runs. It was going to be an exciting episode, but unfortunately, due to circumstances out of their control, we had to cancel that episode, and we will be moving forward with them sometime in July. You can expect announcements to go out, within a week or two before their episode, but you can expect a really fun one with these guys. Great. Last week, we ended up talking about just kind of anything. We did a Q&A. People showed up with their questions. We talked about a lot of fun stuff, and you can find that episode live streamed onto YouTube, onto Facebook, or you can find it on YouTube under the 96Boards channel, which is just YouTube.com/C/96Boards. We have our own playlist there, which it has 58 videos now because we made a trailer once a few months ago. So 58 videos, 57 episodes, and one trailer. Linaro Connect is right around the corner, and for those of you who aren't familiar with Linaro Connect, I'm going to be announcing this probably every episode until then, just giving it a little 30-second blurb. But Linaro Connect is this time in San Francisco. It's a great conference. If you have any questions about Linaro Connect, feel free to bring them up. We host it twice a year, and this time it's in San Francisco, California. Kristine is actually on the call, so she's the perfect person to ask about this. We have a new projects repo, and I'm sure Mani will also be able to talk to us about this in a moment when we start going into his section, his segment. But the new projects repo is run by him. He's going to be the one maintaining it. We have a lot of really cool stuff going up there, and I also sent out in our weekly newsletter this morning about how to kind of get involved with that. That was a little short section that Mani wrote up. We're trying to encourage people to share their projects. We have a bit of a contribution kind of standard that we want people to abide by, and if you follow that, you can also seek contributions from the 96Boards team as well as the community who we plan on pushing this repo out to as much as possible. So next thing is the project's website, and this is a whole nother section, but we'll share that link there. It's the website projects repository. This is a front-end website that's backed up by markdown files on our GitHub repositories, and this allows people to basically contribute to the projects, have them uploaded onto our website, and basically gives control to the community. Last things last is the Brazilian Partnership Program. This is coming to a close in the next 10 days or so. We'll have all of these final projects. You can check out our Dragonboard 410C Partnership Program Brazil resource page right here. Kristine's doing a great job sharing all these links and just watching her post them. But you can check out all of these great resources that the hackers had to use throughout the process. This is a 3-month event. It's coming to a close. We have 20 projects that will hopefully be posted at the end of this. And the hackers that are participating in this program have some really cool rewards coming to them, especially for the ones who are working hard on these projects. And then, of course, if you keep an eye on our blog page, you will see that we've been posting a whole bunch of blogs, right? We have some links to a summary of the India hackathon that happened in Pune and Bangalore. We have an update on the AOSP development on 96Boards. And then, of course, Mani's 5th part of the home surveillance project that went out last night, I believe. I was up kind of late making sure that all of this stuff happened. Mani typed it all up, did a great job. And that is it. Great. So I just talked for 5 minutes straight. It's time to get some fun stuff going on now. Yes, Kristine is on a roll. Great. Let's see. What do we have here? any questions that popped up while I was talking, and then we'll move right into Monty. Says, hi, Robert. I know Arrow is making new Dragonboard 820C. Any idea? Yeah. So if you poke around the internet, it really is no secret that the Dragonboard 820C exists. Now, I don't know exactly when the launch date will be. There has been talks, but there's really no sure thing. In fact, I don't know much about it at all, other than the fact that I have one hanging behind me, and I've plugged it in. I've messed around with it a little bit. I've had a lot of fun. You can go find videos of people playing with it. You can see videos at Connect, Arrow showcasing it. And I would suggest just kind of, keeping in touch with us here on the show. And as we find out more, we will definitely let you know more as well. Next question from Somkin. When embedded development become not so boring? Well, I'm not sure when it will become not so boring, but I will say that if you enjoy it, it's probably fun, right? So maybe you're just not enjoying it so much, and then it would be more fun. Okay, so those are the two questions that popped up while I was talking. It looks like some people are having some trouble with sound, but hopefully maybe if you just restart the Blue Jeans channel, it should work. Moving right ahead. Mani.
Hey, Robert.
All right, I tried speeding through all that because I wanted to give you as much time as possible. I know you have a whole bunch of stuff to go over.
Yeah, that's fun. You are my savior.
No. So okay, please go ahead. You're going to talk to us about all of these projects that you've been working on, or this project with all of these parts.
Yeah, sure. So first I will explain the project repo that I'm maintaining, and then I'll go to my video demonstration. Is that fine for you?
Yeah, that's absolutely fine with me. Yeah, go ahead.
So yeah, hello all. So actually we have two different types of project repo, and one is the website project, and another one is a kind of maker project which I'm maintaining. So the part which belongs to me is I can share the link to the repo. So this is the project repo which I'm maintaining, and which has some of the projects done by me and Radhika. So this is so we have created this repository to just collaborate with the community, and then so the projects which we are doing, as well as if someone is interested in the community for doing some projects with 96Boards, they can also join, and then they are more welcome to push projects to us. So the basic rule is that if you want to host any projects in our projects repo, you just need to create a GitHub issue, discuss about the project with us. If it got approved, and you are actually, you can actually see the contribute file in that repo for instructions on how to contribute to the repository. And based on that, you can actually submit your project. And so once it got approved, it will be hosted in the projects repository under 96Boards. So this will be a great opportunity for the community to contribute to 96Boards, as well as showcasing your work to others. So that's it about that. Yeah.
And big picture behind all of this is that, this is the repo that we're going to be using for our stuff, right? Now you have a team of people that are going to be pushing either from small to large, beginner to advanced type projects up into this repository. Now we're commissioning anyone who would like to come in and just play around, contribute. If you find some code that could be more robust, we would love, anyone's participation in this. But on the bright side also is that as this repository hopefully becomes a little bit more active and lively with the community, we're hoping that people will also want to host their projects there as well, right? And the goal is to just kind of all work together in a single place, which should be nice.
Yeah, absolutely. So now I'll move to my video demonstration for the home surveillance series. So today I'm going to demonstrate the part 5, which is the final part of our home surveillance series, which we have been running for almost 3 weeks. So far we have pushed out 5 blog series, and in the introduction part, we actually introduced this home surveillance series, and then we discussed about the roadmap and also the community effort and all. In the next in the part 2, actually we discussed about the steps to do facial recognition using OpenCV on Dragonboard 410C. So that that blog also included the installation steps for OpenCV 3.2 and also a working video demonstration. And in the part 3, we actually showed how to control the server mount, which was the webcam mounted on the server mount using Sensors Mezzanine. So I can actually show the setup here. So this is the sensor mount I'm talking about. The webcam has been mounted on this, and this will be connected to the Sensors Mezzanine here. So in part 4, we discussed about setting up the AWS Amazon Web Service Cloud Service. So this is in that part, we actually streamed detected phases to the S3 bucket. So that also involves the installation steps of AWS S3 and as well as the AWS. So now we are at the part 5, final of our home surveillance series. So yeah, I'm going to demonstrate that. So before executing the final script for this project, we need to do a couple of things. One of which is creating the SNS topic. So I can share the link of the project.
So Grant, the big scheme of this, right? I mean, what you're trying to accomplish is a DIY home surveillance system using, which board are you using right now?
So I'm using Dragonboard 410C. So, but the idea is that these steps should work on almost all of our 96Boards CE edition. So, but right now I'm demonstrating only on Dragonboard 410C.
And I'm guessing the operating system is the
operating system is the Debian actually. I'm not using Android.
Okay.
I'm using Debian, and so I'll move on to the part 5. So if you go to this link, you can find the final part 5 blog. So here I discussed about creating the SNS topic and then updating the policy. So until part 4, it's like everything done in parts, and in part 5, I'm going to glue everything together so that we can create a full-fledged home surveillance project. So So I'm not going to discuss in detail about creating the SNS topic and all, which was actually given very briefly in the blog itself. So I'm going to dive into creating the notification for the blacklisted phases. So I need to share my screen here. Sorry, I forgot that.
Yeah, the goal behind generating a project like this is also, I mean, in essence, what we're trying to do is set up these use cases that focus on various vertical markets that allow people to build up on them, right? So this is kind of I want to say, canned version of what we hope will eventually become something bigger, right? We have, and I don't know if Monty mentioned the appendix at the end of this last project, but we do plan on adding a lot of things that will make this system smarter and stronger, right, throughout the course of the next few months. You're pretty zoomed in there, Monty. I don't know if that's what you mean to be doing. Uh-oh, did he crash? All right, well, maybe until he comes back, I have a couple things here. So Deepak had asked about the project repository that Monty was just talking about a minute ago. He says, what license will it be under? GPL, MIT, etc. Well, so right now it's under MIT, and hopefully that works for everyone. We will, currently we've only had contributions from us internally at 96Boards, which means until community decides to contribute, we would be willing to possibly change the license under the repo, but until we get enough feedback from the community, that's probably what it's going to stay at. Yes, demo gods. Ragnar definitely has that one, because whenever you want to show a demo, in fact, I have yet to find a demo that ran on its first try. Yeah, I messed up. Okay, well, he's not coming back. So I don't have anything else. I guess we're just going to have to wait around here for a second. Monty, I saw you pop up there. Now he left. Great. Does anyone have any questions? Did you want to share anything, Sahaj? You usually have fun stuff to say.
Yeah, not much, but the UEFI is now working on the 960, which is great.
Oh yeah. Did you ever end up flashing those open embedded builds over?
Yeah, I did. So even before the UEFI, but now with the UEFI, only the open embedded builds are working at the moment.
Okay, great. Are you gonna make a video with that?
Already did, I think. Yeah, it's already up.
Oh, we should share that. I'm not sure if I've seen it yet. Another really cool thing that I saw, which is a page that I'm going to be sharing here, is someone was running Tekken 3 on the Dragonboard 410C. This guy is great. So if you want to check out this website here, he has actually a few other projects on the Dragonboard 410C as well. All right, so it looks like Monty's back.
Hey, sorry, something happened while sharing my screen, I guess.
It's all right.
My computer just got rebooted. So yeah, I can share my screen once again. I hope this time nothing will happen.
If it does, I'm blocking you. I don't even think I can do that. So.
Can you see my screen, Robert?
I can, but we can see both screens. Is there a way to just focus on one of them? I guess zooming in on one. When you share your screen, you should have the option like share screen 1, share screen 2.
We'll have the application as well as the entire screen. Those are the two options I have.
Okay. Yeah, that's kind of weird. Okay, go ahead. Share what you got. Let's see.
Sure. Which one is this?
I thought you were able to share it before. We've done shared screen with you before. This looks a little better. It's pretty zoomed in though, but I don't know. Give it a go. Let's see. We crashed again. All right, we're gonna move on with this. Let's see. No, I'll share later. We're gonna move on with this, and I see that John Mark popped up. Maybe we can go with some community minute. We're having some big technical difficulties on Monty's end. What do you got? What do you got for us, John Mark? Community minute us.
I have nothing today.
Nothing. Oh man.
Oh, sorry. I came anyway because it's always interesting, but it seems that Manny has some problems, unfortunately.
Yeah, we're only 20 minutes in. I don't want to call the episode because there's just so much interesting stuff to talk about, I guess, but I just didn't have anything prepared myself.
No, it should be possible, I guess, Robert. Is there a way to zoom in?
I don't know. I don't know. So I guess let's just go with this, Monty. Just go with it. You know, don't worry about it. I mean,
Okay.
if we can't see it, just explain it. Talk about it as much as possible, and so that we
Yeah,
can.
sure. Yeah, sorry for this.
What I do when I'm showing desktops with blue jeans is actually unplug any secondary monitors, because that's what's probably confusing the screen share.
Oh, okay.
There's half a chance your web browser will crash when you do the unplug, though. So you got to be careful with it. But I have to do a screen share. I just actually disable the second monitor.
Hey, okay, wait, that looks better.
Okay, I just unplugged my second monitor.
Okay.
So can you see this? Okay. So yeah. Can you see this remote desktop screen?
Yeah, we can see your, yes, we can see both. Make sure you stay away from the top left.
Okay, sure. Right. Yeah. Can you see where I'm typing?
Monty, you gotta stay away from the top left of the screen because your picture is gonna cover it. Yeah. So drop that down a little bit.
This looks fine, right?
That's perfect. Right about there is good.
Yeah, good. So I'll just start from this. So yeah. So okay. That. This. Okay. So this is the blog which I'm talking about, and in order to create the notification event, you need to log into the console, which is the AWS S3 console. And after logging into it, in the part 4 itself, I explained how to create the bucket for storing the images from Dragonboard 14C. So this is the bucket I have created, home surveillance. Just click that and go to properties, events. So I just have this event created already. I'll delete that. So here, you need to create an event in order to trigger an email notification. So for doing that, click add notification and give a name for your event. So I'll give it a sample event. After that, click put under events. So put is essentially for creating notifications when the object has been uploaded to your bucket. And after that, you need to give any name which you want to blacklist. So here how it's working actually. So if you want to blacklist any face, which means that if you want to get the notification when the blacklisted guy comes in your room, then you need to enter his name in prefix. So I'll enter myself as blacklisted face and the suffix as JPG, because that's the format we are encoding all of our raw images. And then final thing is that notification destination. So select this as SNS topic, and as I said, you need to create a SNS topic before following this step. So when you have done, your created SNS topic will be seen here, which is the home surveillance. And then after selecting that, just click save. So you can see here on active notifications. So which means that your bucket has a notification configured, and if someone enters your room, you will get an email notification. And this part is done. And one of the other thing you need to do is setting the port forwarding. So port forwarding is different for each router, which is very hard to explain for all the cases. But I can actually explain in my router how to do this. So the one which I'm using is TP-Link TDW8969 router. So in that, just log into the admin page and then go to advanced setup, NAT. So NAT is the virtual server setup. So in that, just click add. So select custom service. So give a name for your service, and then so give a name for your service as Dragonboard 14C, and then server IP address. So this is the IP address of your Dragonboard. So where which your server is running. And then give that IP address, which is 103 in this case, and the external port start is 80 and end is 80, and the internal port start is 5000. So this basically sets the port forwarding, which means that the router will forward all the requests on the incoming port number 80 to the server which is running on the Dragonboard on port 5000. So when this is done, you can actually access your Dragonboard by logging into your router's public IP. So after doing that, just click save or apply. So I've already done this, so no need to apply that. You can see here. So after you created that, you can see the enabled option here. So that's it for port forwarding. And once done, you are good to execute the script. So for that, you need to clone the repository. Once it's done, cd into projects, home surveillance, part 2. So the reason why I'm going to part 2 is that you need to create the data set as well as the trained model for doing the detection. So you need to create 2 directories. One is data set and another one is trainer. So these steps were already covered in part 2 itself. So yeah, once it's done, just okay. So before doing that, I need to connect my sensor messaging to Dragonboard.
So Mani, are you gonna run the whole project right now? Is that
yeah? Yes.
When you're done, will I be able to tap into the IP and see it on my screen over here?
Yeah, you can see that.
Okay. Yeah, so don't share that IP with everyone, because one of the limitations right now is that only one person can tap in at a time, right?
Yep, sure. Yeah. So that's actually mentioned in the blog itself.
Yeah. I will do it, and then I'll screen share.
Yeah, sure, that's perfect. And yeah, I'm going to create the data set now. So for that, I need to execute this script, dataset.py. So it will ask the person ID, enter it as 1.
So it's learning your face right now.
Yeah, so it's actually capturing 30 instances of my face. I actually increase the number to count to 30 in order to make more accurate. Yeah, once it's done, you can actually see the list of created images under dataset folder. You can see here, you can see the 30 images under this folder. So now the next thing is you need to copy this, so you need to execute the second script, which is trainer.py. So this script will take those captured images and it will create a trained data set. So which will be created under this trainer directory. So this is that script, trainer.yml. Now you need to copy this trainer directory as well as the classifier to part 5 directory. Oops. So in part 5, you should have templates directory, trainer directory, and you need to create one more directory called captured, which is used to store the captured images, which means the recognized images. After doing that, you should be having 3 different directories: captured, templates, trainer, and facedirect.py and homesurveillance.py, 2 scripts. So now, by this time, you should have all the steps ready, and you are going to execute the final script. So before doing that, let me just explain what are the steps need to be done. So you need to create the AWS S3 bucket, and you need to configure the notification for the blacklisted faces. And then you need to set up your server pan and tilt mount with your webcam actually. So once it's done, just execute the final script, which is homesurveillance.py. All right, so it has started the server at port 5000 and it's been capturing my face. So at the same time, it's actually controlling the webcam. So I can actually do that.
So simultaneously, the dual servo mount is following your face, making sure that it stays centered.
Yep. So it will actually try to center my face. So whenever it goes left, it will move towards left to cover my center, to cover my face center. So yeah, right now what's happened?
Demo gods. Sarah, there you are.
All right. So Robert, I'll share the IP with you.
Okay, yeah, go ahead, send it to me. And then turn off your screencast so that.
Yeah, sure.
But turn off your screencast first so no one else logs into the IP.
Yeah, I did that.
Okay. Here it goes. Let's see. Will I get pinged? All right, let me share. All right, I got it. Here we go. Share my screen. Better work, Monty. Let's see. Oh no, people are gonna see it. All right, let's see. All right. Put this in. Can you see my screen? Oh, what did I do?
Yep, we've got your screen.
There you go. All right. So now, I mean, no one else do this, right? If you type this in, you're going to crash it. But basically, what you're looking at is me. I'm in San Diego, California, he's in India near Bangalore, right? And
Yep.
I'm tapped into his computer. I'm tapped into his Dragonboard, which is feeding out the video, detecting his face. How can we do it? Is there a way that we can show the following? Like, could you maybe back up a little bit so we can see it follow you?
Right now it's moving, right? You can actually see that the camera is moving. It's trying to center my face. I can actually tilt my. I'm actually holding because the light is poor, so in my background. So initially it's not able to detect. So now it has.
Okay. Awesome. Well, that looks like the finished product there. And I'm sure like sometimes you can see that it's popping up as unknown. That would just require a little bit more training, right? Just adding a few more images in there of side views and stuff like that.
Yeah, you need to use the TensorFlow machine learning thing. So if you need to create a more advanced home surveillance system, so that's right there in the appendix. So yeah.
Could you maybe call out? So yeah, I mean we have this here. What other things on the appendix do you plan on adding, or hopefully seeing added to this project?
Oh well, there are a couple of things. So one of which is the setting up the user notification. So yeah, I forgot to show you the user notification here. So I got the notification which is received. I can actually, how can I do that? I'll share my screen once again.
So it detects a face, it sends you a notification, and then you can tap into it, right? That's kind of the idea.
Yeah, that's. All right, so here's the notification from AWS. So right now the notification is not very descriptive. So this is how S3 behaves. And if you want a clear notification or user-friendly notification, you need to pass give the endpoint to a Lambda function. And then from that, you need to deliver the notification via email or via text SMS or something. So that's going to be one of the appendix. So in order to use the Lambda function.
So you're saying with the sending it through text?
It works both ways, text as well as email.
But I think you were saying you were having issues with using the text in your region, right?
Yeah, that's true actually. So Amazon is not allowing text messages in India. So at least they were allowing in Singapore, I guess. So that's actually I was planning to implement SMS notification, but that's not possible. And I moved to email, which is allowed everywhere.
Yeah, some students at UCSD were able to get the text messages going. So I think implementing it, provided your region allows it, of course, but implementing it using Mani's instructions to kind of go the path of SMS shouldn't be too much different or more difficult. I think that, and this is also something that maybe we'll implement on our end in a region that allows it, just to kind of have more options there.
Yeah, one more thing. Actually, I tried was creating an Android app for getting the pop-up notification. So even that was not allowed in my region. Actually, I created the app and then I deployed it, but I'm not able to receive the notification. And then I finally found out that it's not allowed in my region. So I switched to email notification. But creating an app is super easy. So AWS is providing all the facilities, and you need to you can actually download the APK from their site itself, and then you can use. It's not APK, it's SDK from their site, and you can use that SDK to create your APK.
Awesome. No, looking good. I mean, it's still running. I still have the camera running right now in the background here. So it hasn't crashed yet. Everything's going good. Yeah. Digging it, man. Great job. Does anyone have any questions for Mani right now? You know, like while he's here and while this is the subject.
Do you know why it crashes if more than one person tries to look at it?
No, that's actually the limitation in the Flash server. I used Python's Flash server, which is actually configured for one remote client. So we need to tweak it to allow more clients actually.
Rajan, I'm gonna leave the what is it, the cast here, and so if you wanna sign into it just to check it out, I sent you an email. Up to you, but I'm not on there anymore.
Okay.
All right. Cool. So no other questions, huh? That's it. Let me see. There's something in the chat here. Which AWS region are you using, Mani?
I'm using Mumbai.
So Mumbai, that's the region. Now, so just to let everyone know, we plan on pushing projects out like this frequently. We're trying to reach a point where we're capable of pushing, larger scale, multiple part projects like this every 15 work days or so. So every 3 weeks. The goal is to make sure that we're attacking as many, I guess, branches or verticals as possible now. So the next project on our list, we're not going to announce today, but we will announce it next week. If from now until next week, if there's anything in particular anyone on the call or that's watching us on YouTube or anywhere would like to see, go to the 96Boards forums page. There's an open hours topic there, and you can throw in ideas. Now, we want to work together with the community. We want to work together with you on doing this. So if there's something in particular that your company, or if you have a startup, or you just want to have some fun with something that you would like us to kind of start tackling, then we can work on that and get it pushed out next. The other good thing about this is that we hope that people will take this and start adding to it. I mean, go fork this repository, add to it, and share it with us later. If you made something really cool, share it with us. Now, I wanted to go over the appendix items for this particular project, and then I have one last announcement before we go, but let's see. So 96Boards blog and the final home surveillance, that little picture, like I just put that together at about 2 a.m. last night. Let's see. So appendix. So these are items, these are things we want to add to this particular project. And I guess if anyone would like to add more to this appendix, you can always go comment on the blog. But machine learning for setting up a whitelist database, right? We want to implement TensorFlow. We want to set up learning and an inference engine for whitelist database of faces. Basically saying that there's a big change in lighting, and when your face is looked at in different angles, and lots of things that could go wrong in this project, right? In this demo, which means they needed to come up with something that could fix this. And so we want to implement this TensorFlow. It's kind of like an AI machine learning type, what is it, like a protocol that will make it a lot easier to battle these issues. We want to simplify the setup. Now, this is something that we'll be addressing throughout the course of all of our projects. Now, when we say we want a canned exercise, what is a canned exercise, right? Well, I mean, so far right now with this project, you have to go through 4 parts, not including the introduction, right? But you have to go through 4 parts to end up with a final project. We want to get to the point where most of these processes or steps are already included in the packages that you get from Linaro. So you go and you flash your Dragonboard or your High-Key or your Bubblegum. You go flash it with the operating system that you use for this project, and then hopefully these packages are already in the image, right? If they aren't already in the image, we want to make them easy to get. Just like sudo apt-get install, boom, done. And then you can just execute and run, right? So we're going to take steps towards making these projects easier for people to get up and running with. Setting up the trigger and user notification. Now, this was kind of demonstrated with when a face is detected, it sends an email, right? But what if we want the system to not be awake? Like, what if we want the system to be asleep? And then when it detects human presence, the system wakes up. Is it a whitelist face or a blacklist face? then sends a notification, right? So setting up a trigger to sleep or wake up the system using some sort of infrared sensor, ultrasonic sensor, this might be something we implement later. A remote control for the pan, zoom, tilt, basically saying it follows faces now, but what if you detect a face or you just want to just tap into your system without a face being detected? I just want to go see what's going on around my house. And so I could just tap in and then use a little remote or something from my end on the computer, keypad, and just move my camera around and check stuff out. Triggered list switching.
Pets.
Oh, sorry, hello?
Yeah, check on your pets, for instance. Can you hear that?
Yeah, to check on your pets. Yeah, no. Or to catch bunnies.
I have a question regarding the camera itself. How is it implemented, the interface? Is it vendor neutral? Is it standard? How is it working?
So the camera has been interfaced via USB. This is an USB camera.
Okay, so in the future, if you want to use one of those FLIR infrared cameras that are now available, it should be plug and play as well?
Yeah, it should be. And right now, I don't have access to any camera mezzanines. I hope Robert will send me a couple of those things when available. So after that, I can do the recreation with those boards.
Yes. So, and in fact, that's a question that came up. So is there support for the new camera board? Now, the new camera board was what I was going to go into. I guess I'll skip some of these. Well, let me finish these two other pieces of the appendix real quick. Video compression, basically looking at the difference in data transfer between the H.264 and the H.265, and then a notification to mobile, right? So Monty was saying he was having issues with that due to his region. So we want to kind of hopefully add this notification in there. Great. The new camera board, I guess now better time than any. There is a new camera board that was recently put up onto Arrow. It's available to purchase, but the announcements have not yet been completely made yet. And we plan on doing a really cool episode around this next week. I want to kind of keep it a little secretive, so anyone who goes and hunts this down will still have the opportunity to find some stuff. But there is a new camera board that's been announced, and we are going to do a very special episode next week. We have all sorts of big people coming into the show to show us some awesome demos, talk to us about some fun stuff around this particular board and future plans with it, right? To celebrate this event, we were generously gifted several packages, essentially saying Dragonboard 410C and this camera board, the full setup, power supply, everything you would need to get up and going. And this giveaway will happen next week. So we're going to be giving away several of these. Now, I don't have the exact number just yet, but let's just say it's enough for the amount of people who join the call. Your odds are very high of getting one. Your odds are very good, I should say. Maybe like 1 in 10 or 1 in 20 will end up getting one of these boards, which is really nice. And the process will be a raffle. So I mean, your chance is as good as any. And if you join the call, I'll have a form. You fill out the form, and you get you have the chance at getting a free package for the new mezzanine camera board and Dragonboard 410C. Monty, you want to answer those questions on the talk? I think you're muted.
I'm actually replying to those questions which are thrown in the chat.
Yeah,
so,
let's address them right. Yeah.
Yep, sure. So Rajan just mentioned that we can use some simple notification systems like email at smsgateway.com. So I actually explored those kind of things for creating the notification. But the reason why I switched to AWS is that we are using AWS for storing the images onto the cloud. So I wanted to use the same thing for creating the notification also. So that's why I don't want to use two different things for doing the same thing. So that's the reason why I used AWS. And then Thomas just asked, is there any hardware acceleration used for the face recognition? No, not yet. So it's one of the things which is there in the appendix itself. So hopefully in the upcoming blog, I can actually use that to demonstrate the difference between those things, using the hardware acceleration and without using that. Yeah, the same question was being asked by Sahaj also.
Cool. Yeah, sounds good. I mean, I personally, I think that the way this is going to work is we're going to be pushing out these appendix items, you know, throughout the course of the next few months, and then whenever something new gets released, you'll definitely be notified right here on OpenHours or through the form of some blog, right? We would really like participation on the blogs. Like, any comments are welcome. Also, open issues in the repository, in the projects repository. Open an issue and talk with us. You know, I feel like I've been saying this a bunch, but also, you know, join the OpenHours IRC channel. Hashtag OpenHours. It's a fun place where we just kind of talk and hang out. No judging your questions there. Some other places I've seen, you know, you join the chat, you ask a question, and people get all mad because you can't ask that question in this chat. Go to this chat. No, like, everything is welcome in the OpenHours. No one's gonna make fun of your questions or get mad at you. So it's a stress-free environment. Here too, by the way, also a stress-free environment. So Robert Hollingsworth just posted, I use IFTTT to notify and put images in Dropbox. It works. IFTTT is actually a service that I am interested in looking into very soon, and I'm sure Mani and I will start talking about this, but it's if this, then that, right? That's what it stands for. And it's a service. You can just go to ifttt.com. I think it's a .com site, and look at all the different services they have. But essentially what they offer is, you know, imagine you have those little Amazon, you know, what are they called? The little buttons that they have, and you can make that button do something, right? You click it and it orders a new jug of laundry detergent, right? Super easy. You can make these buttons do anything you want. Dash button. There you go. Thanks, Thomas. And so if this, then that, you know, if this button gets pushed, then do this. And they offer all sorts of connections to all different types of services. And it's just, it's supposed to just work. I haven't looked enough into it. I'd be interested, Robert, if you did any work on any of our 96 boards, or honestly, if you did work on any other things using that service, I'd be interested to hear about it. You know, either now or in another episode, maybe you come back. Yeah. So we're coming to the top of the hour, or at least 50 minutes after the hour, and usually I close it out around this time unless anyone has questions. I guess I'm going to ping Daniel Thompson just to see if there was anything in the forum that you wanted to bring up. Daniel?
Nothing huge. It was very lovely to find people have been listening when I was promoting that logic state analyzer. So I've helped 2 different people get up and running with those this week, which was awesome.
Oh, nice.
I actually did some further research on this because there's a whole bunch of different similar logic state analyzers with the same architecture. Some of them consider logic high to happen when you hit 1.4 volts. That's probably good enough to work directly on 96Boards low speed connector. So the cheapest I've seen those for with the confirmed voltage trigger levels is about £30, $40 or so. But I am very excited to try and get hold of one of these things to see if we can get a logic probe running on the low speed connector at its own voltage levels. So I'm quite excited by that. I'll be having a look at that in the next couple of weeks. I'll report back if something happens there. Because the big problem with the logic analyzer that is really, really cheap, $10, is I don't think it can trigger with 1.8 volt logic, which means you can only use it the other side of a level shifter. Whereas if you want to debug really what's happening, you need to go and look at the 1.8 volt pins. So anyway, that was interesting. There's quite a lot going on in the forum. Hikey 960. There's lots of people interested in the genuine Linux as well as Android on it. plenty of Android questions. So yeah, it's all very exciting on the forum. But yeah, the thing that tickled me most was the logic analyzers, because they make you real hackers when you start deploying those. When you can claim to start to be a hardware hacker is when you have to use your logic analyzer to debug something.
Yeah. So I mean, yeah, and if you end up doing anything more with this, like you were saying, in the next few weeks, it'd be cool to hear about it too.
Well, I say it's not really 96 boards until I can read it at 1.8 volts. When I can do 1.8 volt logic cheaply, then it's 96 boards, and I'll get really excited.
Yeah. No, absolutely, absolutely. Thank you. Great. Well, then I'm going to close this out with a few final announcements, and then I'm going to share the community forum. The community forum, for those of you who don't know, is a leaderboard for people who participate in the open hours calls. I send one out every week, and it will lead into hopefully a badge pass to the person with the most community points for the next Linaro Connect in San Francisco. Now, just to keep everyone up to date with what's going to be happening in the next few weeks, we have an important announcement, open hours next week, same time. Please show up. It's going to be a fun episode. We have a lot of really important people showing up to showcase some interesting things. And then, of course, the giveaway will be fun. Then after that, we're going to be talking about another interesting board announcement. This is also something that's been in the pipeline. We're hoping to get that going on June 29th. July 6th, we plan on having a bit of a talk around the Coursera revamp. So for those of you who have participated or are participating or plan to participate in the Coursera UCSD Dragonboard 410C specialization, there is a revamp in process. And we plan on talking about a little bit around this revamp come July 6th. Then July 13th, we'll be speaking with one of the representatives from Mini Nodes. They've set up little mini servers using 96 boards that they rent out or loan out to people that want just like a temporary space. And that episode should be exciting as well. We have stuff planned even further than that, but I'm not going to keep going. We're pretty much booked out for the next 2 months on open hours, which is an exciting moment for us. I think that the fact that people are tuning in and actually wanting to be on the show and share their experiences with 96 boards and Linaro and just open source in general is great. So thank you everyone for your support. While I was talking, of course, because I talk a lot, 3 things popped up in the chat. It says, awesome, Robert, if you're interested in sharing your project with the community, you can also go and share it with us at the developer.qualcomm.com. Yes, absolutely. All of these projects, a lot, if not most of the projects that we have on 96 boards come from the developer.qualcomm.com project list. And Rajan is running that effort. So Rajan is here every week as well with us, representing the Dragonboard 410C. So if you have any of your projects and you'd like to share them, please go also to developer.qualcomm.com. And then what is it? Let's see. Yes, there you go. So that would be great, Robert. Please speak with your boss. I don't know if you want me to say where you're at, but speak with your boss and let us know if you can come share your work with 96 boards. And then consider Kotlin for IOC course. I think that might have been a typo, Carl, but either way, we will move on. Once again, thank you everyone on the call. Thank you everyone watching on YouTube. Thank you everyone who's watching live on Facebook. And I'm going to stop the recording now. We'll continue maybe for a minute on Facebook Live, and then I will end that as well. Oh, okay. Yeah, so I will Google it, IOC course. Thank you. All right. Talk to you next week. Stay tuned. Bye.